is Patrick, and I'm going to talk to you about cars. Nagano is a very rural area, and trains aren't that convenient, so you might want to consider getting a car. Contact your predecessor and immediately ask them, do they have a car, and will they be willing to sell it to you, and find out how much it is. Now, the thing is, it's important to realize is that cars in Japan have a special thing called tax, called shaken. So you want to make sure it's been taxed, and if it doesn't have that tax, then when you buy the car from your predecessor, you have to pay for it to be taxed. So you want to make sure it has it. Now, cars that have tax cost around $2,000 for a small yellow plate car, which is probably what you want. Also, make sure you have your international driver's license and make sure it's valid after the date when you arrive in Japan, because you want that thing to last as long as possible. But it's just 1 year. Other than that, you should be fine. Feel free to contact other jets about getting a car. It's really simple. Don't get stressed out.
Okay, so my name's Tirum. I'm from Australia and I live in Omachi, and I'll be a Matsumoto blog leader. I'll be talking to you about your first day at work. So my first day at work was the day I got into my town. So that was the day after Tokyo orientation. But really there's nothing much to it. You basically get introduced to your town people and you get introduced to your school and you get a tour, and you'll probably get a lot of leniency since it is the summer and not a lot of the teachers are actually at school at the time because they'll be off doing other stuff. But yeah, so probably dress professionally. It's your first time meeting everybody, so probably good to make a good impression, though everybody will be probably dressed a little bit more casually, but that's because it's a break, so don't take what they're wearing as too much of an indicator. Let's see what else.
How about souvenirs?
Souvenirs, I personally did bring some. I waited a couple of days to figure out who was who and who I should give it to, as opposed to giving it to some random person, really. So yeah, so best to figure out what the structure of your school is like first.
Hi, my name is Wes, and I'm here to talk to you about Japanese ability. Every year, many English teachers come to Japan, and their Japanese abilities run the gambit from fluent to having never even seen or heard Japanese in their entire life. And you're obviously going to fall somewhere in that spectrum. However, luckily, yes, just by being in Japan, your Japanese will improve. Especially what you already know will be solidified, and you'll find yourself picking up new words at work or just in daily conversation. However, if you're looking to improve significantly, you'll probably need to study, but this is the place to do it. JET offers a number of free publications depending on your level that require minimal commitment and are highly recommended as just a place to start, or to, while you're looking for a teacher or perhaps another textbook, improve your Japanese in the meantime. Finding a teacher in Japan is as easy as you'd imagine, and it will cost you about 2,500 to maybe 3,500 yen for a lesson, which is standard. This is a good way to get specific lessons directed towards the Japanese language proficiency test, or if you just want to learn slang or business Japanese, this can be helpful as well. And finally, self-study is also perfectly acceptable, and there are a number of textbooks. For beginners, Genki or Nakama 1 and 2 are both excellent. And for intermediate, the appropriately entitled Intermediate Japanese is used throughout the world at colleges for intermediate students. And none of these textbooks will break the bank. No matter what you do, just putting a little time into studying is going to help your Japanese, and it will impress your coworkers, your Japanese friends, and your students. Any effort you put into it will come back a lot to you, and even a half hour a day will show significant improvement. Finally, for those of you who have no Japanese ability, I recommend right now learning the Japanese script called katakana. There are many guides on the internet. It won't take you more than a week or two, and it's the script that is used for foreign words. So when you're buying shampoo versus soap, or buying hamburgers versus fish covered in rotten bean paste, this is what you're going to use. It's also what you're going to use to write your name, and it will give you a good step up on your Japanese ability. Japanese is hard, but it's not impossible, and you're in the right place to do it. Best of luck, or as they say in Japan, ganbare.